So you see this TIE Reaper that's getting shot down right here? That TIE Reaper is me. And what I was trying to do here was being like a high maneuverable support. So I can see my allies, heal them, and like if anybody shoot at me, just be able to flip around and shoot back at them. In this game, it's not exactly what you want. Instead, what you're gonna want to be is fast, so that as soon as someone starts attacking, you zoom away from them as fast as possible. And so you can see in the next few clips I'm going to show here that high maneuverability is kind of a trap build for right now for in Squadrons, and what you're going to want to do is put it on the speed. And so you can see like right here, I'm trying to look around for this X-Wing and it just doesn't work out, and as soon as I do get the chance to shoot him, I'm already dead. Whereas if I had just boosted off and like try to break his weapon lock with me, I might have lived a little bit longer. I could have maybe drifted to view him behind me. An ally could have come to save me. I could have lived a bit longer and do something for my team. Or instead I just died right here. And same thing with this clip. I am trying to line up my shots with him, but he's already gotten so much DPS on me, I can't out DPS him even if I do turn around to face him. So I would have been better served by like trying to go around those asteroids and survive that way instead of I just died. The standard weapons in Star Wars Squadrons all have like an effective range, and so the further you can get away from that, the less effective their weapons will be. And you can sort of see it on like your own crosshairs, that your crosshairs will turn red, and that's like your effective range of shooting a target. And so if you can break that lock with the enemy and get some cover between you and them, maybe have some rebel block one of their missiles, it can speak volumes for your survivability. The TIE Reaper may be the slowest ship in the Empire's roster, but if you spec it out to speed, it can easily outmaneuver like any of the X-Wings on the other team, or at least like put up a good chance of getting away and really putting up a good fight, other than just like how you saw in the first clips of just dying. Some settings adjustments you're going to want to do for making drifting a little bit easier is you're going to want to go over to controls and then go down to throttle down while boosting. If you have that turned off, it'll make it a little bit easier to activate your drift. You won't have like the natural instinct to want to like throttle down, and then that'll mess up your entire drift and you'll now slow down instead of carrying your momentum in a different direction. You could also change your drift input, so instead of being hold, you could do a double tap, but then you have to double tap to reactivate your boost or get out of the drift. So I don't personally recommend that, but maybe that drift control scheme will work for you. And here I just want to do like a brief tutorial on how to drift. Like it shows you in the game, but even like I didn't quite fully get it until someone had like showed me how to do it. And so here's me in just like a practice session. What you're gonna do is click to boost, and then at that moment you can let go of it and you're boosting the whole time, and then click again and you're gonna hold it, and then at that moment you're drifting. You can freely point your ship in any direction and be able to boost off in that new direction that you've just pointed yourself in. And I'm just going to show it on screen again of how the drifting works. And you click the stick, click and hold, and then point in a new direction, and you can boost in that direction. And from here, just gonna show a little bit more of just like how maneuverable even the TIE Reaper can be while you're boosting and drifting. You can just boost around all of these large objects and get away from your pursuers or missile locks, and just try it out for yourself, and you'll see your gameplay improve a lot more when you're using this technique. Another thing to keep note of is, as in this clip, is if you're boosting around almost too much, or be aware of what items you're boosting around. As like what this player was doing, he boosted around like this small piece of debris, and his pursuer just needed to brake, and he was easily able to continue to chase him with almost no effort. The boosting technique is definitely a lot better for if you know somebody is just like actively chasing you down, or you have like a big object you're able to move around. The next thing I want to talk about is ion weapons and what their main uses are for. With ion weapons, instead of doing straight damage, after you get enough shots in, you disable the ship, or go into like a free floaty mode. Sort of like drifting, but they don't have control over which way they go until they regain control. During that time, the shield also turns off, and you could just do straight hull damage. The negative of ion weapons is that they don't do any hull damage. They maybe do 2 or 3 hull damage per shot after they're disabled. So their main utility is to pretty much just disable other ships. Here we have probably the most ideal situation for using ion weapons. Is, I've got someone trying to take down one of my squad mates, and I come in right behind them and I disable them, allowing my squad mate to cleanly get away. And if you notice that I disabled him, or if I was in communication with him, you'll be able to turn around and take him down after I've disabled him. And that's one of the other main negatives, is that you have to be in communication with your squad mates and being able to communicate when somebody gets disabled, because you only have a very short time frame to capitalize on taking out a ship. Another niche case of usage for ion weapons is that you can cause your enemies to crash into the surrounding objects. It's not going to happen all the time, but when it does, it's quite satisfying. When disabling other fighters, make sure to use the left pause button if you're using a controller, as that will mark the enemy that you're attacking. And then if everybody knows that you're using an ion weapon, you'll be able to, hopefully they'll be able to see that, turn around and capitalize on the disable. The last thing I want to touch on in this video is loadouts. Now, don't be afraid to have one support loadout and then one dogfighting loadout, as the needs of the battle change depending on where you are during the fleet battle, or if you're playing dogfight. My favorite build right now is to take the Sinar targeting beacons, which makes the enemy unable to use countermeasures, take additional damage, and it's easier to lock on with missiles on those targets. And then I pair that with the Sinar I-7 ion missile, which will disable them pretty much instantly, has a very short lock-on time, so you pop off the targeting beacons, you shoot them with the missile, and they're pretty much just easy pickings for you to just target with your lasers. It's a very dogfighting build, but you're still able to help out your teammates because the targeting beacons can target more than one enemy, and you don't exactly necessarily have to be looking at the enemy to target them either. You can kind of be like in the range of a bubble around you and still shoot off all your targeting beacons and help out your teammates. And then for my support build, I take the supply droid. It's kind of a must because you got to refresh like your bomber's bombs and heal up their units that didn't take a health unit on their TIE fighters. And then with it, I pair up the tactical shield for Empire because they don't have shields. Getting that little bit extra shield on them helps them survive a little bit longer, and you can kind of like put one on a unit as soon as you start the match. It has a longer range than the supply droid. If you see an ally really far out there getting chased, as you're running in, you can shoot out the tactical shield, get it on them, maybe disable or destroy their tail, and then hopefully get in range to shoot off a supply droid to help them out. And with that, that'll be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first video I've put together, and I hope to make more in the future. So if you want to watch more of me, just make sure to hit a like and subscribe so I know that you liked the content I made, and I'll make more. If you want to watch more of me, I'm trying to stream on Twitch as well. Imperial Goldfish on Twitch. I'll be streaming Mondays and Tuesdays. Hope to see you there. Hopefully have a chat about Star Wars. Have a good day, and may the Force be with you.